What's up, everybody? This is the Sports League Podcast, back for another week. I'm the host, Alex League. We got the co-host, Amanda, as always. Great to have you.
Always good to be
And
here. And today,
we
oof.
got a special legend for you guys. Packers Hall of Famer, safety, LeRoy Butler. Great to have you on, man.
Always my pleasure. Been looking forward to this. Glad we could make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. It's an honor. And for those of you that don't know, LeRoy Butler was a Green Bay Packers star safety for 12 seasons from 1990 through 2001. He played in 181 career games, recorded 38 interceptions, 20 sacks, and 3 defensive touchdowns, and was the first defensive back in NFL history to join the 20 sack, 20 interception club. He's since been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2022 and is a member of the Green Bay Packers 1990s All Decade team, as well as Super Bowl 30 champion. Hell of a resume, Leroy.
I get embarrassed hearing that though. Because I try to be it's baked in the cake. I'm only one way, but I had some amazing teammates along the way. But in 1990, we weren't that good. So it was a a trajectory that I'm very proud of.
Nice.
Well, I just gotta say, I mean, I grew up behind enemy lines, straight Bears country, Lions country in Michigan. And I was born in 90 and I fell in love with the Packers. Brett Favre was my man when I was two. And I
Yay.
mean, thank you for all the epic moments of my childhood watching football, like crying in front of the TV for the 97 Super Bowl. Like, I was just a kid, but I mean, you were the highlight. That team was the highlight of my childhood.
And thank you, Amanda, for that. But the reason why it was very impactful, because if you were, say, let's just assume you're a Packer fans in the 60s when they won a lot of championships, then they win the first two Super Bowl, then it's like a 30-year drought
Mhm.
to the 90. Really, it's three teams that dominated the 90s: Dallas, San Francisco, and the Packers. Everybody had like that 3 to 4 window, the way you could either win a championship. We went to two Super Bowls, won one, of course.
Hmm.
Dallas was able to dominate in San Francisco. So that was very, very emotional, that particular season. We went on to win Super Bowl 31.
Nice. And you're famous for, pretty much inventing the Lambeau leap. Amanda, I know you want to talk about that.
Well, the
Okay.
thing about the leap was it was never planned.
Mhm.
It was spontaneous. I basically got over to the locker room and I always, because I'm kind of a diva, I'm like, how cold is it outside? They said, well, it's like minus 15 or something. I was like, oh, they got 450 games. I mean, this is
Mhm.
crazy. But I just remember the field was completely frozen, and but it was packed. The stadium was packed. And
Always. It's Lambo. I mean,
I know, but that's like my third year. I'm like, isn't everybody on a waiting list at all the other stadiums? It's like, no. That's when it really dawned on me that we didn't have an owner as shareholders. So it's a little bit differently. But I love that celebration because it's not just me doing some weird dance. It's with the fans.
mhm.
That's why I think it's by far the best celebration because it's me and the fans.
See, I
Mhm.
love it. I mean, returning a fumble for a touchdown, 93, the Reggie White fumble recovery, lateral, beautiful, beautiful play.
Yeah.
I was rewatching that today. Stunning.
Mhm.
So it was a spur of the moment thing. Can, are you surprised now that it's turned into this thing that is done every game and stuff? Or were you surprised by that, or did you feel like it was going to catch on?
That's a good question because at the time, it was like, is that legal? I mean, can you do
But
that? I remember the president, Clinton, came to Lambeau Field. I met two presidents, W. Bush and Clinton. And when he was there, one of my buddies, Robert Brooks, wrote a song called Jump in the Stands. And back then
I
Nice.
we
have
had
his jersey.
TV.
I have Robert Book's jersey.
Love Robert. So he gave, I said, Robert, do you have the CD of Jump in the Sands? He said, yeah. I said, give it to me. He said, why? I said, I'm gonna give it to the president. You're gonna get shot. You can't do that. So he gave it to me, and I gave it to the president, and it blew up. It
Hmm.
the Lambeau Leap, and Robert was smart enough to trademark it
Hmm.
so no other team can grab it. You got
Nice.
to be in Lambeau Field because it's the Lambeau Leap.
Hmm.
And then when he wrote that song, and it was because he scores way more than me. I mean, Robert Brooks took it to a whole nother level. And
Mhm.
then next thing you know, Antonio Freeman,
Hmm.
Dorsey Levens, and then every defensive guys, pick sixes, fumble, everybody started doing. But I knew someday that people know that's kind of a trademark thing that we do. That if a team scored, every now and then when they score, they're going to try to do it.
Hmm.
But our fans don't go for it. They just kind of block them
Okay,
out.
so are you cool with the
That's funny.
nacho cheese and the beer being dumped on opposing teams? Because I kind of am. I'm like, you don't do that in my house. Like, you earned that nacho cheese, sir. Get back on your no. Mm-mm.
One thing about the Packer fans, they ain't getting rid of no beer. But
Nope.
yeah, it's not
Mhm.
chocolate brats. Oh yeah, I can see them spilling it on people.
Sprinkle some
Mhm.
sauerkraut on you.
Yeah.
My beer's safe.
But it's so much fun.
Uh,
I love that celebration.
It's so good.
LeRoy, so I got the honor of interviewing Bobby Bowden back in 2019,
Oh,
and it was amazing. He was such a great guy, and it was a great interview. You played for him at Florida State, and you were part of one of the special plays, the punt Rooski. What was it like playing for Bowden, Coach Bowden, and being on those teams in that trick play?
now Coach Bowden gets me a little emotional because this one I knew God was good
Yeah,
all the time. I was a prop 48 in high school. I didn't pass the SAT test. So, and I was a consensus All-American, but these schools they stopped mailing me letters because I didn't pass the SAT. So that means I wasn't eligible the freshman year. So I
wow,
can't play the freshman year. So I'm thinking, well, no team's gonna offer me a scholarship. I only need one yes. I don't need 50 yeses. I just need one. And
yeah,
that yes was Coach Bobby Bowden. And he had a lot of All-Americans that was eligible to play, but he chose me to do a home visit. So he was recruiting me as if I was going to play. And I said, Coach, I thought I wasn't eligible. He said, no, it's not about that. It's about the person. I read
wow,
your bio, and in your bio, you said you were saved because he's a man of faith.
Mhm.
And,
yeah,
and I was from the projects, inner city, extreme poverty, single parent. My mom was my hero, and I've always wanted to play in the NFL. That was my goal. So Florida State saved my life because I don't know
wow,
what would happen if
Mhm.
Coach Bowden didn't give me a scholarship. So it
yeah.
really changed my life.
He was a great guy, man. I had no business getting that interview at that time. It was amazing, and yeah, he was such a great guy. I agree.
Well,
Um,
I wouldn't say it like that. You do deserve it
well,
because
at the
Coach
time I was
Bowden
small
liked to,
time, but
yeah, but Coach Bowden, he likes to network with people. He don't just always go
yeah,
on networks and all that. So, but good
He's
for you though.
yeah, yeah. I
Alex.
appreciate it.
Alex has been doing this in the trenches for a while. I've just been on full time the last couple of years, but I mean that interview, like you can tell, like he is just a beautiful soul. Um,
Yes,
Yes.
so
yes,
so let's talk a little bit more about Florida State. You played on the same defense with Deion Sanders. I mean,
yes,
that's
yes, yes,
he's been all over the news, his son, the draft. How do you feel
yeah.
about Shador falling into the fifth round?
The thing about it is I do a lot of motivational speaking,
Hmm.
I mean speeches. And one thing I tell um kids, adults, whatever, sometimes it ain't up to you.
Hmm.
You just need an opportunity because once you uh if somebody know that you want something or you need something and they control it, you gotta just play that process, but I'm gonna prove my worth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And your brand will be even better. I mean, because
Hmm.
like I said, even Brady was mentoring him.
Yeah.
So I mean, Brady went seventh round. I mean, and sometimes the draft, you just want an opportunity. And once you
Yeah.
get that opportunity, now it was a head scratcher, like the Saints, their
Yeah.
Carr's shoulder goes out. They needed a quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of teams who needed quarterbacks were passing on him, and it kind of
I,
almost felt like a peer pressure thing after a while. Like, wait, what do they know that we don't? Why didn't they take him? And then it just kind of started snowballing a little bit.
Yeah.
and
And
see,
I
that's
hope
the
they
thing
all
about
regret
it.
it.
And so, but he's built tough though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't bother him. He's unbothered. He can go and compete. And then when Cleveland got Gabriel at quarterback, I said, well, they're not going to take him. Well, they traded back in. They get him. Now they got 2,000 quarterbacks in camp. But again, once you get in camp and that ball snaps, that's when you show him. But you know what? He'll be able to make more money because he'll be able to get out of that contract sooner. The
Yep.
guys in the first round, you're locked up for 4 or 5 years.
Mhm.
You get more money. But if he turns out to be a great quarterback, oh, he'll make
Yeah.
all that money up. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
expect that to happen.
I
Yeah.
honestly think it's a good thing for him because now it's not like, oh, you were just drafted because your daddy's got a big name. Like now
Yeah.
he's gonna earn his spot no matter where he ends up. Like if he stays in Cleveland, if Cleveland gets good, everything he does now is on him. It's not about his name, it's not about where he was drafted, it's not about the publicity. It's gonna all be about talent. And I think that's actually a great opportunity for him to prove himself.
No
Yeah.
question, because it's up to you. It ain't up to nobody else now. It's up to you and to carry that name on. And I'm just happy that he got an opportunity.
Hmm.
And I'm just excited for him.
Yeah. And then speaking of Dion, he's done such a great job as head coach, at Jackson State and then at Colorado. Uh, I think that he eventually ends up being an NFL head coach. Do you see that happening?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
And here's why. Dion is a man of faith,
Uh,
a teacher. He is a mentor. He's a father, and he wants to shape his kids to make them successful. He loves them. You can't do that in the NFL
Hmm.
because some guy makes way more than you. Tell the
yeah.
coach go kick rocks because I make $35 million a year. Dion wants to coach.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's why Marshall Falk joined him. I
Yeah.
mean, that's why Warren Sapp joined. They want a coach. And you can't really do that in the NFL. I mean, you're in the building 17, 18-hour days and give a guy a game plan, and then a guy tells you that game plan stinks. I mean, come on, man. It's just the respect level is really in college. Now, I may be wrong, but I think I can see his passion.
Yeah.
But I can see him now. Well, he just re-upped.
Yeah.
But I thought for sure one of the bigger schools would throw a lot of money at him. But I like the fact that he went to Colorado where they won one game and now they're on their way.
Yeah.
And I have family that lives in Boulder. Oh, they're all in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My husband's family is from Colorado. Like I got a Buffs uh
Yes, yes,
signature up here from Chad Brown.
yes,
I think it's great. And I do agree with you. He does seem like someone who wants to be involved in like the molding of young players, not so much the management of older, well-paid players. I can see him
yeah.
wanting to shape the future is more so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Recruiting and
I'm a big Shiloh fan.
Mhm.
He's my favorite.
nice.
He went to Tampa. Um, he reminds me of me. Just happy, just
Yeah.
smiling, happy. He's funny. Um, I want him to make the Bucks team. Um, yeah, he's definitely my favorite. Every time I
Yeah.
see him, he reminds me the way his whole demeanor, that's my demeanor when I was growing up, when I was in
Yeah.
college. Nothing bothers me. I just want to play.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing bothers me. So, but that's how you
Oh
build character, though. You
Mhm.
really do. So I'm excited.
I've had this thing for the Bucks for a while. I love Baker Mayfield. I love that they gave him an opportunity and he's proven himself there. So I'm
Yeah.
excited to see Shiloh. And what's funny, one of my questions later was going to be if there was anyone in this year's draft that reminds you of you, and you answered it
yeah.
already.
I'm telling you, his whole demeanor reminds me of me. That he's not the biggest, he's not the fastest, but no matter when he take that helmet off, he got an amazing smile.
Hmm.
And that's how you have to be in this league. You can't get bothered. Nothing bothers Shallow. That's why I love him. I mean, really, all the DI kids, they don't bother
Yeah.
us. So I, it, speaking of Tampa, I'm not April 1st. Um, I tweeted that Jacksonville should take Travis Hunter, with their new coach
Yeah.
is from Tampa, Coach
Yeah.
Cohen. And so I was at the draft. It was in Green Bay, of course, and I took a picture with Travis, and I'm so happy for him. But
Yeah.
I think Coach Cohen, to your point, man, that what he did with Baker Mayfield,
Hmm.
yeah, I just felt like everywhere Baker went, they always try to make it his fault.
Oh,
And maybe some of it was,
I will
but
stay off my
these guys are
soapbox,
winners, man.
but I have gone on about how both of his previous teams scapegoated the heck out of him. And
Exactly.
mhm.
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
that's a whole soapbox. I'm not gonna step onto it, but
But I
absolutely.
feel you, though. I feel you. I
Mhm.
feel you. Yeah.
Okay, so you were already a part of the Packers in '92 when Packers GM Ron Wolf traded with the Falcons for Brett Favre. How was it as a player to see this guy come in and immediately the Packers start winning? They just start this trajectory to back-to-back Super Bowls. I mean, do you remember playing against Favre at Southern Miss? Did you know what you were getting?
Yes.
He was on
Yes.
his game.
And guess what? He won't let me live it down. Playing Southern Miss, they got on all black in Jacksonville. It's 100 degrees. We Florida State, we got on all white. And I blitz off the corner. He throws a nice teardrop for a touchdown right over me. And I remember somebody said, we're getting a new quarterback. I said, our quarterback's Don Mikowski.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
we
no.
have one.
They just drafted for Brett Favre. I said, wait a minute, Brett's in Atlanta. No, he's coming in. I said, our quarterback, Don Mikowski. He had the best mullet since Joe Dirt. I mean, the Magic Man. It was all of that. He gets hurt against Cincinnati,
Hmm.
and Brett Favre went in and threw a pass no other quarterback would attempt.
Yeah.
Nobody but him. Shout out to Kendrick Taylor. He catches it. After that, we got something. And
Hmm.
Yeah.
everybody got strange. So I mean, Brett was an amazing guy, man. I remember him coming in the locker room. You got some African American guys over there playing spades. You got some the white guys over here playing backgammon, and you got the young kids playing Atari, and you got some of the older guys listening to country music. Then you got some of the other guys listening to hip hop music. And Brett go to everybody, "Hey, I got next on everything." Best teammate, best teammate.
Yeah.
Don't see any color politics or nothing when you in the locker room. Them your brothers. So
Hmm.
he came in and fit in. Because I was lucky enough to play for one team. So I don't know what that's like. But when you come into a locker room, I heard it's a lot of anxiety for guys,
Yeah.
especially if you're a quarterback.
Yeah.
But Brett came in like, man, whatever is whatever. I can play whatever, I can do whatever. And he fit in. That's why we started to win.
See, I'm
That's
glad I
awesome.
was smart enough to choose Brett Favre instead of being a Bears fan. I can't imagine just being stuck with that team. Whew.
Hey now, let the Bears have one Hall of Fame quarterback. Maybe we can make this competitive. We're out here with Mitch Trubisky and Rex Grossman. But no, and you guys have played with some absolute legends. Brett Favre, how about Reggie White? I mean, I'm a Bears fan, but I grew up with so much respect for the Packers, and Reggie White was otherworldly. The sack that he did with, I believe it was Randall Cunningham, where he threw Chris Carter into the quarterback to make a sack. That's like unbelievable. What was it like playing with Reggie?
Reggie White was probably the best. Not only was one of the best teammates, but he was a great leader. I'll give you an example. Back in the 90s, every quarterback was the face of the franchise. Every
Hmm.
quarterback. So Aikman, Cowboys, Steve Young, San Francisco, all these
Yeah.
quarterbacks the face of the franchise. So Reggie White was a big figure because he sued the league to be free agent. He came to the smallest market. So he would do all the speeches, the rah-rah speeches. So we're
Mhm.
in meeting and he gets up. And I said, where's Reggie going? Went in the front. Guys, I want to say something. I said, oh boy.
Oh God.
We call him Big Dog. Big Dog up there talking, guys. Listen up. I just want to let y'all know this is Brett Favre's team. It was like you was playing music and you scratched the record. What? Because Reggie
Yeah.
did all our speeches, our rah-rah. Brett's not a rah-rah guy. He don't want to do a
Mm-mm.
speech. He just wants to play.
Yeah.
So we, yes, you're right, Reggie. The face of the franchise is Brett Favre. Now, Reggie still can do the speeches.
Mhm.
Brett can just sit there and just play football.
Just
So
gunsling.
you lead by other than voice, you lead by your play. And the guy was amazing. And I just I I just love how Reggie did. Nobody else would have did that. No. Most guys would have been like, no, it's my team.
Yeah.
But recognize the other quarterbacks, they get all this glamour. And when the media come in, they go to Reggie's locker. But when they came in, Reggie wasn't there. They looked for
Mhm.
Reggie, and they're working out. Go talk to Brett. He is the guy.
Mm.
And
That's
it worked
cool.
out.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Very
And he
cool.
deserved the publicity and the attention too. I mean, he was an amazing player. Like my jersey
Yeah.
collection in the 90s is so good.
Yeah. I mean, the guy was just truly amazing. I mean, I remember one time I had to borrow his pickup truck to go move, which I hate doing. And he
Mhm.
told me, I said, hey, Crew, we call him Crew from the longest yard.
Hmm.
He was like Burt Reynolds and Adam Sandler if you want.
Yeah.
Hey, Crew, man, I need to borrow your truck, dog. Just threw me the keys. So I got it, truck, moved it, the cash came back, put gas in it. Roy Lee, because he went outside and came back in. I said, what, man? I put gas in it. No, I didn't want you to put no gas in it. I'm on scholarship, man. I don't pay for gas. I'm Brett Favre. He
That's
leave his keys in his truck. Brett
That's
Favre, man,
awesome.
man, biggest. Yes, he was. The answer was always yes before you ask. I got a charity. Yes. Oh, well, I need a jersey. Yes. I'll sign whatever for you. That's the kind of guy he was.
that's
Mm.
I'm supposed to
awesome.
see him next week. We're golfing next week.
Oh
Can
yeah.
I tag along? That's my dream
Well,
golf trio
thing
there.
about it, Amanda, he played me and Darren Sharper best ball.
Oh
He
no.
still owes us $13. It has not paid. That's been 30 years ago.
Right. No, no,
He's
no.
tight. He's tight. So if you ever beat him and stuff, he'll be like, hey, stay here. I've got to go to the ATM. I'll be back. He's gone.
Yeah. You left to go get a gallon of milk and didn't come back with
Yeah,
your
I'll see you.
$10.
Yeah. But he's a great golfer. Great golfer.
Yeah,
Great golfer.
I'm terrible. Married to a golfer, but not my thing.
Hey, let
So
it do. Yeah. My grandmother said, Amanda, everybody good at something.
mm,
Now stay in your lane. You can put
yeah,
your flag on, but don't go over there.
no. Golf
That's
is not
good.
my lane. I make a mean cake though, but
There you go. And I bet your
Yeah.
husband can make a cake. You probably burn the house down.
so Super Bowl 31 that went over the Patriots has some of Alex's favorite announcer calls during the game. like the snippets from that Super Bowl that were live. Alex, what were some of the quotes from that game that you liked?
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
just
so much.
Pat Summerall and John Madden, absolute legends. You can't replace those guys, Hall of Famers. And you made a lot of plays in that game. He was talking about Pat Summerall's like um, Butler rushed the passer like a lineman, and John Madden said you ran right over Dave Maggette for that sack on Drew Bledsoe.
Ran him over.
I got goosebumps. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
because
when
in
you
the
started
Super
talking
Bowl,
about Brett Favre coming into the locker room, I got goosebumps. So we're even now.
yes,
Yeah.
because that game gives me like I love Andre Rison. I just love him. He's one of my favorites. Desmond Howard, man, I love these guys, man. That team, it take me all I got not to just start breaking down crying because I
Mhm.
knew that team wasn't gonna be back together. It never is.
Yeah.
That was one of the most special teams ever. And
Yeah.
without Andre Rison, without Doug Evans, Dorsey Levens, Edgar Bennett, Bruce Wilkinson, I can go on and on. Without those guys, we do not win the Super Bowl. If
Yeah.
Desmond Howard, who's Super Bowl MVP, they're still kicking to Desmond, or we gonna win? I just and you're right, Alex. That when I it was on VHS, of course.
Yeah.
Go back and look at that game. It was epic.
Yeah.
Reggie's second sack. Oh
Yeah.
my,
2 in a row.
Two in a
unbelievable.
Yeah.
row. It was so good.
Yeah,
I
it was
was so
great.
spoiled as a kid being a Packers fan because then the next year, the John Elway helicopter.
I know,
I
right?
have beef with John Elway to this day. I do not like that man.
So do I.
Mm. We can go meet John Elway outside. But I mean, speaking of how magical Green Bay is and this town itself, the community, how awesome was it that they got to host their first draft this year? I think that's so freaking cool.
Thank you so much for bringing that up. Quickly, I was emotional because there's two things I thought in the 90s would have never happened. That's the NFL's baby, okay?
Hmm.
They love the Super Bowl. That's number one, okay?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Number two is the draft
yeah.
because all the teams come together, revenue, viewership, all of that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
If somebody would have told me they're getting the draft, I said, no way. Nope.
Yeah.
The smallest market.
Never
We
getting
had
a
over
Super Bowl. It's too cold.
600,000 people come
Mhm.
there. I was so blown away by that. It was
It
awesome.
was beautiful.
It was awesome. I think only one person got arrested. It was
That's like a record for any weekend in Green Bay ever. Like,
facts.
no drunk and
All
disorderly? Come
facts.
on. I don't believe you.
Yes. But I wanted people, it was a bucket list for a lot of people, and for them to be there was amazing.
I
Yeah.
And
mean, the one kid who was there every single day, he was drafted on day 4, I think, but he
Yeah.
was there and then they drafted and he came up on the stage. Such an amazing story. Like, oh, I love
it,
the moments in the draft like that.
yes,
And
I appreciate that because Matthew Golden,
I was just gonna say we drafted a wide receiver in the first round.
once Mark said after 23 years, it place went crazy.
Oh, we lost.
It was loud like it was a Chris Brown concert. It was loud. And what's going he said, no, he just said after 23 years, the fans went crazy.
So
Matthew Golden.
normally
I gotta
I
give
pick
you
who I want the Packers to draft, and then they
yeah,
they get to pick my guys available, and then they trade out of the first round, or they pass on him and draft some other no-name somebody. I didn't even want to predict the pick because Matthew Golden is who I wanted, but I don't trust them. They never draft who I want. I about lost my mind this year. Mwah. Beautiful pick.
it was it's such I tell you what, we're at the Hyatt, and I'm coming through there, and we've selected him, so I had to go. It's not that far from the stadium. It's about like a mile downtown. And I get over there, and there's Matthew Golden's family.
Nice.
Oh,
Grandma, I took a picture with his mom, uh, and one of their family members went and got 200 wings from BW3, and they was like, anybody want some wings? I said, this is fire. So we're just
Hey,
celebrating, and
LeRoy.
then I go back over there the next day, and I had to do some interviews, and I did the matter of fact, it's out now. We did our schedule reveal, and I'm part of it. And
Okay.
here he comes walking through,
Mhm.
and we stopped, took a picture, exchanged numbers. He's got his mom and his family. He's a mama's boy like me.
Mhm.
And then the young man you was talking about, Amanda, he was still there. God is good. So he
Nice.
got a chance to do the
It
leap
was beautiful.
and experience
I
all the
know.
love. Oh,
That's very cool.
It
And
was awesome. And I love Dr. Golden. I mean, his jersey number, he's choosing number 22 because 2 was his grandma's number, so he wore it in college. Obviously, 2 is taken and not generally a wide receiver number, but our backup quarterback is rocking it. So he's going with 22. It's been 22 years since they drafted a wide receiver. I think it's just a beautiful little full circle moment there.
yeah,
yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. I just think it's great.
it's gonna be cool. I was telling Amanda, I'm ready for the season to start now. Like, let's get it going. I think the NFC North is gonna be so competitive. And with these quarterbacks coming up, Caleb Williams, JJ McCarthy, Jordan Love, the Lions need to get a quarterback. Jared Goff isn't gonna keep doing it, so they're gonna need to upgrade. But Leroy, tell me
He
what you
hates
think.
Jared Goff.
I've been telling Amanda this. Amanda's getting worried, Leroy, because the Bears are coming. They got Caleb Williams. We stole Ben Johnson from the Lions. We got Romo Dunze, Luther Burden, Colston Loveland. Are you guys getting worried that the Bears are gonna take over the North here soon?
Alex, you're my guy, but I got to keep it 100. Caleb was sacked 2,000 times because Ryan Poles was like, I don't need to protect them. You gotta
Yeah,
protect your
What's an
quarterback.
O-line?
yeah,
You have to protect your quarterback. And I don't have a problem with Ben Johnson saying, hey man, I don't mind beating Matt LaFleur. That makes that
Oh,
rivalry
that rivalry.
even
Yeah,
that
better.
made me so
yeah,
mad.
Yes. And all Amanda, all the head coaches do that. All 75
I
of them
know.
that they've had since we've been here.
yeah.
But
Hmm.
I told my uncle who lives in Aurora, Illinois, Bears fan,
Okay, nice.
Ben Johnson do know he ain't got that same roster that Detroit.
Hmm.
But the reason why I have to listen to my uncle, because they beat us in that last game.
hmm
Hmm.
So I want to see a competitive
Me
North.
too. Yep,
So the first thing Ben Johnson and Ryan Poles did, let's get some protection.
yep,
Hmm.
And then get back to what the North is used to be. Run the football and play
yes,
good defense.
yep.
Run
And that's
the
why
football, play.
Amanda was so happy when you guys got Josh Jacobs. That's been a game
Oh
changer
my.
since you got him.
Now,
Yeah.
full disclosure,
Uh-oh.
Aaron Jones is my nephew, and I love him.
Nice.
That one hurt me.
Yeah.
That one hurt me.
Yeah.
But
Going the Vikings too.
when I saw number 8 come through
Yeah.
there, oh
That's the
boy,
knife.
Josh
Yeah.
Jacobs is platinum.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so, yes, I was like, if they got to replace Aaron Jones with a, I mean, a real professional two-way star out of the backfield and running the football that can handle the workload. And that was Josh
hmm
Jacobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dream would
100.
have been to have Aaron Jones and Josh Jacobs together, but contracts and money worked out the way it worked out, but it would have been beautiful. I loved Aaron Jones. And
Yeah.
AJ Dillon's mom, she was living in the same town I was living in when I was living in Connecticut. I used to bump into her at the grocery store. So
Oh,
I
nice.
loved that duo,
Mhm.
but
That's
That's
cool.
awesome.
still love Aaron Jones.
Leroy-
I have I have his autograph on this helmet right here. This is Aaron
Oh,
Jones.
nice.
Yeah. I got your nephew in the house.
One thing that will help Leroy is that the Bears passing records and all that, the records still stand from when Eric Kramer was there. And you went up against Eric Kramer in Detroit and Chicago. You played him a lot. What was it like? Do you remember going up against Eric Kramer?
Eric Kramer, I said this the other day. Uh, I won't even bring up the fact that I sacked him to win a game and all that. Put that to the side. I told somebody the other day that Eric Kramer was one of the best Bears quarterbacks of all time. Bear
Yeah,
threw one of the best deep balls, and he was not scared at all.
Hmm.
He
yeah,
wanted that smoke. And even when he was in Detroit, big numbers.
Yeah.
He just don't
yeah.
get enough credit. So,
Hmm.
man, Eric Kramer, man, I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah,
Tons. I
yeah.
really do. And
That's awesome.
I hope he hears this podcast because that guy don't get a lot of credit, but he put up those big numbers. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
we'll have to send
definitely
him the
think.
link. We had him on like 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, please
Mhm.
let him know, man, that I really respect him more because he's not this 6'6" quarterback. He doesn't have this big arm. He was
Yeah,
very accurate and he threw one of the best deep balls.
Mhm.
yeah.
I mean, it was amazing.
I think it's got to be hard playing on one of those teams in a division with a dominant team like the Packers, where
True.
you're good, but there's just someone better. So all of your success and all of the good numbers and good games just kind of get overlooked. So just a quick break from football talk, Leroy. So you have six published cookbooks. Um,
Yeah, I'm working on three at the same time.
awesome. Okay.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, LeRoy Butler leaping into your kitchen. Love the marketing take there.
Yes. Yes.
As a bit of a home baker, and I have my own little side hustle bakery.
Nice.
Um, cooking for the Packers last Thanksgiving,
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
I also am known for my be for making mac and cheese, but I heard you have the best mac and cheese. What cheeses do you use in your mac and cheese?
Well, you got to use six of your
Hmm.
choice, of your choice. But if you don't put Kobe Jack in it, I'm gonna throw a yellow flag on you.
Do you use any like smoked cheeses? Do you have a fancy cheese you throw in there?
Gouda.
Okay. I use some Gruyere in mine, get a little bit of a twang.
Yeah, I normally don't put cheese, a type of cheese in it that I can't spell. So yeah, don't get too bougie on me, man. All that. We got
Gruyere
349
7 letters.
types of cheeses, but I try to. But my thing is the cream,
Hmm.
the heavy whipping cream, sour cream. I
Yeah.
mean, just
Cream it
stick of
up.
butter.
Yeah. Oh, so much butter.
Well, I made it. Like you said, I made it for the team and the turducken, me and Chef David. And then NBC goes, well, Melissa Stark, I remember we were in Canton. You made some mac and cheese. Can you make that? Of course. And I
Yeah.
made some greens.
Hmm.
And matter of fact, I never got my pan back from Josh Jacobs. He just started eating it, just took it up in the locker room.
She just walked off with your
Yeah.
pan.
Yes.
Oh my
But
God.
yeah, I got some of the best mac and cheese. It's so good. My kids like, if you don't make it, we're not even coming over. I said, y'all have the recipe. Nope, we like when you make it.
Mhm.
It
Oh
is
no,
very good.
they can't recreate it. It's got your magic in it.
Yeah,
Nobody
because they don't, they always leave something out.
They miss something. They
Yes,
overcook the roux, something. Yep.
I love it.
Well, Leroy, it's an honor to have you on. It's great to talk some football with you. Absolute legend. And we thank you so much for taking the time. This means everything to us.
It was an absolute pleasure. It really was. Probably one of my more enjoyable conversations.
That's awesome. We
Same.
appreciate it
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
Yeah. And hopefully we have some great football this season, some good rivalry in the North. Best of
Yes,
luck to your Packers. And yeah, we really appreciate it. And we'll put the links to your books and stuff and to your cooking in our description. Do you have a website or anything
yes.
like that?
Thank you so much, Alex. LeRoyButlerInc.com.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, well,
Sounds
we'll link
good.
that so our listeners and followers can link to that and check out some of your other ventures besides the amazing football
Yes.
career.
Yeah, because I have
Yeah.
an AI AR company,
Okay.
August Allen. It's all on there, and I
Nice.
started a production deal to do my documentary, and
Ooh,
we'll be loading that up in probably in a couple of days. So
nice.
thank you
Cool.
so very much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. And it was an awesome episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Great stuff as always, Amanda. And have a great week, guys. Peace out.